Joining us right now to talk about the balance between reopening safely and getting people back to work is New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer. The Garden State is allowing restaurants and non-essential retail operations to reopen today. And Congressman Gottlieb, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, how are you, Becky?
Good, good. We should point out that there are restrictions still on some of those reopenings. In fact, the governor of New Jersey moved to sue Asbury Park last week after their town council voted to go ahead and allow businesses or restaurants to start seating people indoors again before the state had allowed it. This is a huge push between trying to figure out what's safe, but also trying to figure out how to let businesses get back open and up and running again. Where do you come down on this?
It's a very tough balancing act, and I think we're doing a good job here by opening today phase 2. And retail stores will be allowed 50% inside for the non-essential. Outdoor seating at restaurants will happen. You probably saw over the weekend, the good news is in New Jersey, we're now down to 300 new cases a day. So, we've taken a lot of tough steps here. We've got to help our local businesses. We've got to reopen, but do it safely. And I think everything we consider here is being watched with new cases every day. The key is, as Dr. Gottlieb said, the key is just being vigilant and making sure you watch that balance. But we have to realize we've got to help our small businesses. People want to get outside, but they just have to do it social distance, wearing masks, and being smart about it.
Dr. Gottlieb also told us this morning, though, that don't expect to see places kind of shut down again if there is a pickup in cases that happen once more. You think that's true?
I think it's going to be very tough to shut down the way we did, but I also think we got to watch our hospitals. If our hospitals get overwhelmed, we're going to have to take steps. That's why, as we're seeing in Florida and parts of Texas, where those numbers are getting out of control, it's important. It's really important that we do this safely and that we don't get ahead of ourselves. We're talking about it. I talked to all the small business owners, and we recognize that it's actually why you can't walk away from helping them either, right? And helping on the jobs front, because we know that as we reopen, we're not reopening at the same level we were at. And if we rush it, people will be sick again, and we'll actually have to shut down again. So I think that is the key balance, and I believe in New Jersey we've done a very good job of that so far.
Congressman, you are somebody who tries to work in a bipartisan way whenever possible. I know that's been a huge part of what you've been involved with. But there are some different numbers that are being thrown around right now between the Democrats and the Republicans in terms of what we can anticipate for a fourth package, a fourth stimulus package. The administration over the weekend identifying potentially $2 trillion that they'd like to see, the president would like to see spent. That is less than Nancy Pelosi has talked about, but it is more than Mitch McConnell has talked about. What do you think is likely to happen, and where would that money be spent?
I do think we're going to find somewhere in between, of course, where Mitch McConnell is and what we passed in the House, and that's what will get out of the Senate. The key is you're hearing that we've got to get something done. And to me, that's where the bipartisan movement is happening. And it's also regional, right? You've got Democrats and Republicans in these areas that have been hit so hard that are saying our states have been devastated financially. You look at New Jersey, we've got probably a $15 to $20 billion hole. I think what will happen is the package out of the Senate will have, there's something I've worked on with many others, and Senator Menendez has led out of the Senate called the SMART Fund with Senator Cassidy. That's $500 billion to go to places that have been hardest hit. That's for our state and local governments. It goes to every level of government, so it's local. There's no size limitations. That will help fill this hole. We take care of places that have been hardest hit in this country, and the COVID storm obviously hit certain parts of America. That's where we need to go in and help rescue, and I think that's what will happen, along with some other steps.
Congressman, wanted to ask you about the current state of the PPP program, and in particular the issue of disclosure and transparency around it. We heard from the Treasury Secretary last week that he does not intend to disclose publicly the beneficiaries of the PPP program. There's an argument for that disclosure insofar as that some taxpayers think they have a right to know where their money went. There's others who say that it creates a competitive disadvantage for small businesses that accepted the money. What do you think?
I don't know. I supported a bill in the House which failed a couple weeks ago, which said that we should have complete transparency. Now, this is taxpayer dollars. I think people have a right to know where those resources went. But I think we also, at the same time, supported more flexibility for the program, right? So you don't want to disincentivize people from taking it. That's why I think we need more flexibility. We've got a deadline of June 30th coming up where people won't be able to take new loans. I think we should extend that out. There are resources left. You're going to have businesses that are hurting and aren't going to be open at the same capacity or open at all, given certain limitations. So, I think we need transparency, but we also need to continue the flexibility with the program.